calling me out like the first.
Hey y'all, my name is Cra'Deja if you've never been here before. Today I am using these CurlsQueen bundles, y'all. I have been wanting these bundles for so long. I mean, I've been seeing them all over my For You page, all over my Instagram page, everywhere, and I was like, yeah, let me try them. It's summertime, y'all, and y'all know that the curly flip over is the it girl, the go-to style for summer. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. As y'all can tell by the title of this video, I decided to go with the QuickWeave method, so I already showed y'all the glue that I'm going to be using. These are the bundles. As y'all can see, they give you a lot of hair. They've upgraded their bundles to 150 grams, so you only need 2 bundles instead of 3. And I'm just going in and I'm going to use about 1 1/4. That's all that I needed for my head, y'all. I have a very small head, so I was like, I'm not putting all that hair on my head. It's hot. I'm just gonna go in with what looks natural, and that's exactly what I did. Doing a quick weave, y'all, is super easy, super simple. As you know, you measure your head, clip the tracks, and then you're going to glue the tracks onto your hair. It's pretty simple. But of course, the main thing that you want to do with this style is you want to make sure that you're then laying the tracks in like a U form. That's going to allow you to get the hair to fall like forward so that it's covering up the other tracks. Just pay attention real closely because I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and I'm going to zoom in on some clips so y'all can see how I feel it in. The method that I'm using is the Ivy's flip over method, and if you girls know from back in the day, Ivy was definitely the it girl of the curly girl method. Flip over method, yeah, she did that. But I will say, if you want to flip your hair on both sides, definitely make sure that you put and lay the tracks on both sides of the hair in a U. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I mean when we get closer to that clip. Like I said, this part is pretty self-explanatory. We're just cutting, gluing, and putting it on our head. I will only suggest using a little bit of heat if you are a bit more experienced, because you can dry the glue out too much if you aren't. So yeah, be careful. Me personally, I just hate when the glue kind of just a little bit too messy when I'm placing it on my hair and it kind of like slide a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. But after each track, I usually go in with a blow dryer, and I use the blow dryer and the heat as a reinforcement to make sure that the glue is dried enough. Inches that I use for this install is the 20-inch bundles. Again, this is the WaterCurly, and it's super duper pretty, y'all. I honestly have never had bundles that were so soft and buttery. I can honestly say this hair was like so fluffy and soft even after I put product on it. Y'all know how sometimes when you put product on the hair, sometimes they can be a little crunchy, a little dry. No, not with this hair. Like, no lie, that's exactly why I don't do a lot of hair reviews anymore, because a lot of companies just be capping. I don't like misleading people. If I don't like the hair, I don't like the hair, and I'm not gonna tie my name to something that I'm not actually gonna wear or a product myself. So when I seen these viral bundles, I was like, yeah, let me try them. They look really pretty. I saw like a lot of hype around them, and honestly, they did not disappoint. Oh yeah, in the other clips, y'all saw me kind of taking my videos and my pictures. Yeah, follow me on my other social medias. I got everything linked down below. But yeah, it was at that point in the inside, I was like, yeah, this hair is really tea. Like, this install is gonna eat. So we getting a little closer to the top, so I'm gonna pause a little bit, so I'm gonna let y'all see exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna speed it up a little more.
They don't stand a chance, they can never copy. I know that I'm covered, you're always with me. 'Cause my God is real. Lord, I know they wanna see us down, but we ain't going out like that. 'Cause my God is real. Not a day goes by where I don't thank you. Always stay down and you always stay true. I don't know what I would do without you. You by my side, I can't lose. They don't stand a chance, they can never compete. I know that I'm covered, you're always with me. 'Cause my God is real. Lord, I know they wanna see us down, but we ain't going out like that. 'Cause my God is real. It's like you come in perfect time, and even through the shade you keep me shining. Off track till you passed out in the line. 2+2 stress, so I've been.
Okay, so up in here, y'all can see that I'm kind of creating more of a U, and I'm getting ready to, instead of laying the tracks in a U, I'm going to go ahead and start laying them. So as I was mentioning earlier, you guys see that I'm doing one U on one side of my head. If you want to make sure that you have 2 sides, like you can flip it from both left and right, you're going to want to do U's on both sides, kind of like around your temple areas or wherever it is that you want the flip to be. That is definitely one thing that I wish I would have done differently on this install, but I don't do quick weaves often at all. I used to do them with my clients. Not as much on myself anymore, but yeah, it still turned out really, really cute. But now y'all can see that I'm laying the track straight across, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna get into blending this hair out. And as I can see, I'm laying this final track and I'm laying it straight across. And then I'm going to get ready to go ahead and take out my leave out. You only need a little bit of leave out for this hairstyle. Now that that's all done, y'all, it's looking really pretty. And I honestly love the lens so much, but I didn't want to cut this hair because I knew that I was going to dye it and then reinstall it on a wig. So I'm gonna go ahead and with my water, and I'm getting ready to detangle this hair so that y'all can see the true curls, the true beauty of it. As y'all can see, I am using the brush that they had given me inside of the little gift bag, and honestly the brush works perfectly for this hair as well. It's a great detangling brush, and I'm going in with this Camille Rose detangler. I believe it's a leave-in conditioner as well, and I'm just applying this to the hair and making sure that I get all the kinks and everything out. So I did not have a diffuser, so I just went ahead and with my blow dryer, cool heat, and then I flip my head over so that I can kind of define my curls. And now I'm going in, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing my leave out, y'all. The only thing that I use for my leave out is a pencil flat iron, and I use, I believe it's like a quarter inch one curl tool that I got, and you guys are going to see that in the next clip. But yeah, you only need a little bit of leave out. Make sure that you're not using a lot of hair at all. The more hair you use, the harder it's going to be to blend. So you're going to go in and you're going to press your leave out as good as you can. I'm going all around the perimeter of my head, and this is, like I said, the only tool that I'm using. And then I'm going in, I'm using Kenra Professional Hairspray. You don't have to use that hairspray. You can use, honestly, whatever hairspray that you have that's not too firm, because you want your baby hairs, if you want your baby hairs to look like mine, then you want them to remain a little bit fluffy. So I like using the Kenra Professional holding spray, hairspray, whatever you want to call it. I'll make sure that I put it in the description box so you guys can know exactly which one it is. But I'm just going in and I'm just doing my edges, getting them real cute, and now I'm moving on to this quarter inch wand curl. And the only thing I'm doing is I'm just taking very small pieces, as you guys can see. I'm joining the piece in with a very little bit of the hair of the bundles, and then I'm just rotating it away from my face. Do not do it towards, rotate it away from your face, and then you're gonna get that nice and pretty curl. And now you guys should see me raking the curls out so they can kind of get a little bit more lax, a little bit more natural. And I decided to kind of play around with this hair a little bit more because, like I said, I wanted it to look as natural as possible. So I did flip it to the other side, and as I mentioned again, if you are going to do this style, then you're going to make sure that you want to do the U on both sides. But if you guys want to see a more detailed tutorial on how to do it, then just let me know down below. But this is the final result, y'all. It turned out so cute, super duper natural, not too much, you know. As you guys can see, like I said, this side looks so much more natural than the other side. So make sure you don't have a whole lot of leave out that you have to blend, and play around with it, let it get a little old, and yeah, it's gonna be perfect. But this is all for this video. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.